think I don't even think you should be out here. I think you're just somebody that wanted to come up here and say, I'm a professional wrestler. There's 1,000 people out here, 100,000 people who want to get in the limelight. And you say, you come out and say, first thing I want to know, what gives you the right to even be out here? Have you ever beat anybody? Have you ever
go ahead, answer.
I don't even know.
Answer, man. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, number one, because of my sexual persuasion, and the fact that I didn't want to participate.
But he's been in the business 15 years, and that never happened to him. How come it happened to you?
Hey, maybe he didn't like him.
And he's not
maybe
any prettier than you are.
Like him.
Huh?
I guess the promoter didn't like him that way.
Did he like you?
He must have.
Did you kiss him?
Did
you ever wrestle? Did you ever wrestle?
Did I what?
Did you wrestle, Jim?
Of course I wrestled.
Did you win anything?
I've wrestled, and I've been in the business since 1968.
How many matches have you had?
Couple thousand.
Couple thousand? Dr. D, sounds like...
I've never heard of him.
You never heard of him?
I've never heard of him. Before he went on the news show running his mouth.
I wrestle under my own name.
All right, let me ask you then. Anyone who watches wrestling knows that with, two big guys colliding in the ring, they can hurt each other. But you say that a promoter forced you to hurt yourself in the ring with a blade job. Now, what is a blade job?
Well, it's not a matter...
I'm glad it said blade, because after your first thing, I was, kind of a job it was.
I was told that when I was in Australia, I was overseas, and because I wouldn't go to bed with this guy.
Again? Another guy?
No, that was the first time.
Okay.
The first and only time. He told his booker to make me
What'd you
start
say,
losing
hooker?
matches.
Did he say hooker?
And
Did he say hooker?
I think he said booker, Doc.
Okay, I didn't. I thought
do you know what a booker is?
What do I know what a booker is?
Do you know what a booker is?
I know what a booker is. I know what a fool is. I know what a liar is and a goof. And you're a liar and a goof. And I don't think you can wrestle. You never could.
Jim, I still don't know what the blade job is. Tell me what that is.
A blade job is where they want you to bleed.
So you're in the fight,
and I told him I wouldn't do it. And he said, you're not going to...
What are you supposed to do, cut yourself with a blade?
Right, exactly, to produce the blood. And because...
Can't you carry a little capsule and break it if you want?
No, I don't know whether that ever happened or not in the business, but the way they do it now is with a blade.
I think you're a liar on that, too. I've never used what you call a blade or anything else, and I can make you bleed in less than 2 seconds. I'll hit you so hard...
Dave, let me ask you a question. Doctor, you wrestled. Did you ever have the uncontrollable urge to carve yourself up or to cut yourself or to rip your mouth open, do anything?
No.
Did any promoter ever ask you to do that?
I never had to do that.
No promoter ever asked you to do that?
No promoter ever asked me to do that.
Then why is Jim Wilson the only guy that this has ever happened?
He's the only guy. No, there's another one, too, a little goof by the name of... In my opinion, you and him probably made love together and come on the show and try to destroy the business because you're not a man. You never have been a man. You never will be a man. Your whole life is ruined, boy. You ought to go out here somewhere on the West Coast. I won't mention the city, but you can go out there and hold hands with whoever you want to. But you climb in the ring, a professional wrestling ring, they'll tie your head up and stick it up your behind and send you on your way.
Let me see. Sir, your name?
My name's Dennis Carluzzo, and I'm a promoter.
All right.
And I want to say one thing. For years, wrestling has had that stigma about it with this guy's crying, but it's going to stop you people from going? No. So what are you trying to prove?
Jim Wilson was blackballed from wrestling, and that is the truth, and I'll tell you why right now. Because he was such a loser, he never drew a dime in his life, and nobody ever wanted to pay the bill. The fact is, Mort, that the wrestling business is exactly like television. If you don't produce ratings, I don't care how good looking you are, I don't care how many cigarettes you smoke, I don't care what producers you sleep with, you're off the air.
Walk easy, Paul.
With everybody. He never drew a dime, and they said, get out of the business, you're a loser.
How much money did you make in wrestling? How much money did you make in wrestling, Jim?
I didn't make a lot of money, though.
You said you've had a couple thousand matches.
Yeah, the best trip that I had was to Australia for $800 a week back in 1973.
Ooh. $800 a week in Australia?
Right, and they cut that, like I say, when I wouldn't go to bed, with the promoter. They
How come I have never, Jim? Look at baby, I gotta tell you, pal, you are not that sexually attractive, even.
That's right.
Why is
That's
someone
right.
I want to go to bed with?
You in Atlanta, Georgia, right in the middle of the ring, and then you walk
take
out, you
on
don't want
the
nothing to do
company's
with it.
side.
Just because you're black, you think somebody owes you something. Nobody owes you nothing.
Don't nobody owe me nothing. All I need is a chance, and I would have got it myself.
Well, why didn't you do it?
Because of an individual just like you.
I was on the first match that night, baby, Atlanta, Georgia, 1978. And you walked out. You didn't show up.
Why
Jim
did I
Barnett
walk out?
was a
All right,
promoter.
why
You walked
did-
out because
Let me
you
hear
wanted to
why I
hold him
walked
up for more
out.
money.
Oh,
Doc,
you's
let me
a
hear why
liar.
you
Didn't
walked
want
No,
to.
you're the liar.
He's a
You're
liar.
a liar. You've been a liar ever since I knowed you.
Just a second, let me hear from him. Why did you walk out? Why did you walk out?
Can I say one thing before
tell
I say?
me why you walked
I
out.
walked out because my money wasn't right and they wasn't treating me
Whoa,
right. Now, you got an
$100 a year, it
individual
ain't
here.
right, huh?
He just told you that it was his first match in the town. Now, how in the hell did he know so much about it?
I kept going, baby.
Because
I kept
he
going.
was-
I worked the first match, and then I was up on top. You
The
want to
guy's
know
been
where
in the
the
business
is?
for a while.
Beat your butt.
The guy paid his dues. He paid his dues. You've competed at the highest levels, all right, of bodybuilding and now wrestling. Have you encountered a prejudice against performers because of the color of their skin? And have you been alert to see if that prejudice is out there? Because there is prejudice.
Okay, I'm college educated. All right, let me just drop a few names. Prejudice? No, it's a cop-out, okay? Anybody heard of Tony Atlas? All right. Anybody ever heard of S.D. Jones? Anybody ever heard of Rocky Johnson? I think this guy should have paid attention more in school. You would have been in a better business.
Look, Harry, let me explain something to you, muscle.
Oh, okay,
Just
go
because
ahead.
you got muscle,
Oh, just
you
'cause
went
I got
over into the
muscle.
professional, and I mean, that ain't the whole thing.
Okay,
You got
what's
to
the
know
whole-
how to wrestle a
what's the
little
whole
bit.
thing?
And you got to know how to draw a little money. You called Tony
That's right, I
Atlas,
drew him
you
out.
called S.D. Jones,
Right.
you called individual, just like we have in the country today, that go along with any damn thing that go on.
Yeah, but they had the WWF titles. They had the WWF World titles.
They go
You
along
never
with
had them.
anything
They
that
was
goes.
the WWF World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, both of them, buddy.
about champions?
You didn't make it. They
They had a
did.
chance just like you. They started working out
I
$50 a night. They
I
worked
gave
out. You
away.
popped out.
If they really did the things it looks like they're doing to each other, there would be a lot of dead wrestlers. McMahon told the Associated Press. Okay? Look.
Now
here-
answer my question. Did they ever ask you to win or lose a match?
Yes, every night.
Every night.
Absolutely.
Who asked you to do that? Who asked you to do that? Who asked you?
That's why they never saw him around.
Who asked you
There
to
were
do it?
two Vince McMahons. Which one? Which one you talking about?
Which one you talking about?
Yes.
Junior?
No, that's a lie. Wait a minute.
You're a liar.
I am not a personal friend of Vince McMahon Jr. I worked for his dad for 35 years, the greatest promoter in the world I ever knew. But Vince McMahon Jr. and I had our differences. But I do not believe that he meant that statement the way he's talking about it. He's saying there is a certain amount of showmanship in professional wrestling, which we don't deny. But he means that some of the things that happen in there, at times, a man is not out to kill. He wants to win, but he doesn't try to kill his opponent. But yet sometimes they get carried away. And what McMahon was trying to stress, that it is the top athletes in the world today,
right.
and one of the greatest athletes
That's
ever
right.
lived, professional
right.
wrestling. So don't ever believe this man right here, because he's a liar.
The better idea is because we are putting our bodies on the line
No,
every night.
whoa. You ain't put
wait.
your body nowhere.
I've been putting my
This guy's
body on
out
the
here
line.
Crying. You're crying, man. You ain't never done nothing to nobody. This guy's crying. Let me tell you, I went to the top in every league, AWA, NWA, WWF. I've been there. I made the money, and I was kicked out. But you don't hear me out here crying about it. I didn't need no benefits.
You're right.
I had money. I could buy what I wanted because I was good. I produced, and I did it.
folks,
And I ain't
wait a
crying about it. You're the one crying
If
about it.
anyone
You're
out
a
here-
piece of that's what you are. You're a piece of and I ain't gonna hit you because you're gonna sue me. That's all you are.
All right, doctor. Sit down.
You're a piece of garbage.
All right, doctor. All right, doctor. Sit down.
Well, I wish you'd get up. I swear
All
I
right,
wish you'd get
doctor.
up.
Sit down.
I wish you'd get up. I'll pull your eyeballs
All
out.
right, doctor. Sit down.
You hear me?
Wait a second. I want to
All
come
right,
down
doctor,
here.
doctor. Okay, doctor.
Pretty boy. Pretty boy,
All right,
now. This is the guy who's trained more wrestlers, all right? More champions in your monster factory. is what he says. Hey, Doc, look down here a second. I need you, pal. Hey, Doc, come here a second now. Tell me, wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that every black man who makes it because he kisses the white man's...
That's exactly what he's trying to tell you, but it's a lie.
Let me give you some facts about blacks. I got the largest wrestling school in the world. Baby Schultz has got a school, and he can tell you, I get 1%. That's one black man out of 100 tries out to be a professional wrestler. Maybe if they had a little bit more guts and intestinal fortitude, they would come down and try out.
Wait a second. Is the reason that they don't try out because they know they're not going to get a fair shake?
They'll get a fair shake in professional wrestling as they will in any other big business or in any other sport. This guy's crying just like when down in Texas, when Tony Dorsett signed for the biggest contract in the world, Herschel Walker comes in, gets more money. Now Dorsett's crying. If he didn't like what he was getting, he shouldn't have took it with or without the other guy. That's a bunch of baloney.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
No. How about all these guys who are trying out professional football? Spring training, they get cut. You hear them crying?
Jim and I, we're here. We're out of place.
Yeah, you're right. You're out of place. You're right. You're out of place. You're out of place. I was watching basketball the other night. I didn't see a white man on the court. You don't see me out there hollering prejudice. You don't hear me doing it.
Let me say what I'm saying. It's a two-way street. I'm going to say this here regardless. It's just like Jesse Jackson.
Hey, wait a second. We're not going to turn this into a racial circus just because he wants to.
No. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's not because I want to. I'm telling you the facts. I'm telling you what happened down the whole line. And when you got individuals like this here, wrestling is a white man's business.
Let me say one thing.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Why don't you tell them about 1970s? Why don't you tell them about when you come out on an interview and you're talking about God was going to the ring with you every night? Why don't you tell them about talking about that all the time? No, I got you wanted somebody give you something. You're black, you don't want to work. You don't want to work. You're just like
Wait a second. Doctor, no way anyone's going to indict all the blacks that they don't want to work. That's bull.
That's bull. You're right. I got a lot of black friends that work
Just a minute, David. Just a minute. You got the blacks. You got the Bobo Bazils. You got the Ernie Ladd. You got the blacks that are good, honest, respectable people. But then you got the renegade blacks that try to stop